How did you become homeless, Bill?
I don't know. You know, I just got kicked out of where I was living. I haven't been taking my meds.
You know, I feel like homeless people have, you know, the option of staying homeless or, you know, getting help.
He needs some protection.
Yeah.
You know, he needs some protection. Maybe he don't have nothing to eat, he's hungry.
So this is where he sleeps?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, last night I stayed here. I wouldn't necessarily say I live here. There's a few of us that stayed back here, you know, but I just kind of, I don't know, I guess I'm what you call a drifter.
How long have you been staying over here?
I've been in Staten Island, I don't know. I have no idea, maybe a couple weeks. Maybe a couple weeks.
What do you do when it gets cold out here? Like, do you have any type of extra clothes or blankets to warm you up?
Well, this is pretty much my bag right here. I got an extra sweatshirt in here, an extra pair of pants, so yeah. I just kind of try to put layers on, I guess.
You were homeless at one time?
Yes, I was in the early 2000s.
And how did you get out of that situation?
I kept working, I found some jobs. The problem was that it was hard to get a job because I had been incarcerated.
Okay.
And finally I landed a good job where people had good faith in me. They saw my skills and I improved and everything went well from there, but I felt the pain.
It's messed up that they're homeless. We should help them out, you know. They should have something for them.
So do you feel like the government's not doing enough to help them out?
Of course, they're not doing enough.
Okay. And do you feel like people use that as a crutch, like maybe the people that are down and out aren't doing enough to get out of the situation?
Yeah.
Okay. Like on public assistance and they get free food stamps and a home to live in. Have you tried that route?
Yeah, I don't have an address for them to send it to though. They want to know what's your address, where do you live?
Okay.
It's like if you're all the way at the bottom of the food chain, there's not much help for you except for soup kitchens and shelters. But if you're a little bit up, like just struggling.
But my point of view of a homeless person would be, you know, like, I feel that they could get help. You know, they shouldn't be homeless. You know, they have opportunities to do, you know, plenty of things to get their lives together. You know, they can't stay homeless, put it that way. They have to do something with their lives, rather. I feel that they can definitely get help. They can definitely go to different agencies, but they're afraid because they feel like they get abused, that they don't get enough help through the agency.
Us? Not much help for us out there. We're really survivors, you know?
I think they could work a little bit harder at it because, you know, you find a lot of them not even trying.
Well, the problem lies within everything as a whole, is my opinion. You know, the people need to push up. The government, everything's weighted on their shoulders. I mean, they could do more, but...
Yes, I do. They feel they take advantage of our government because our government is a little lenient.
Because they're very needy, and they
but
go...
if you were in that situation, wouldn't you like somebody to help you out?
Yes, that's why I'm trying to get a job now so I don't have to, so I can live my life right and go to school. That's what they should have did.
What did you go to college for?
I just went for pretty much general studies. I took all my core classes, and I wanted to do child development, working with kids, you know, but...
That's nice. You couldn't find a job afterwards?
Well, I didn't finish, so I didn't get a degree, and, you know, that was around the time I wasn't taking my meds, so I really wasn't focusing, and, you know, It is what it is.
No, when I came here, I didn't know that he was in there because I didn't look. It's when I hear him talk, I say, oh, I look and I see he was lying here.
And we just met a guy that was asking for a handout, but he was dressed really well, and I really didn't think that he needed anything.
Okay, so if you see like ripped clothes and dirty clothes, you'd be more likely to help?
I would be more likely, yeah. He was dressed really nice.
When people give give you money, like to try to help you out, what do you do with your money?
I usually get something to eat. I'll try to get something to eat.
So you won't go straight to a liquor store and to try to drink your problems away or whatnot?
Where are my problems going?
Okay, true.
I drink. I'm not going to say I don't. But am I homeless because I drink? No.
If you give your money to somebody, do you think they might use it for like alcohol or drugs? Or
You know, probably they do, but you hope that they do buy something to eat, but probably not.
you never know.
Right. No, you'll never know. Unless you go to the store with them and buy it, which I know some people do that. They say, you want the money, I'll take you to the store to buy the food, and then a lot of them go, no, forget it.
Sometimes I feel like that. Like I saw one guy, he was in a wheelchair, and I gave him $1 and he got up and just walked right off. I was so hurt.
When I see a homeless person plenty of times, because I've been in a situation, I bought them something to eat. I don't want nothing in return for it. I just feel their pain. I can't give them, but like I said, so much. So I got them some food. I did the best I could. I made sure they ate that day.
There's different things I could do. If I go to like a Starbucks, sometimes they'll have like day-old muffins. I could go there and I could get some day-old muffins. Or if I go into Dunkin' Donuts, a lot of times like a place like a Dunkin' Donuts or a bakery, they'll throw all their food out from the day before. They'll just throw it in a regular garbage bag and it's right in the dumpster, right out back, you know? So I have ways, you know? It is what it is.
I feel sorry for them.
Yeah.
You know, I feel sorry for them because in life you don't know what can happen to you tomorrow.
Yeah.
We are all in this world, and this world is, problem is not for one person, it's for all of us.
Yeah.
So, you know, we are all have to sorry for them. Some of them really careless in their doing. Some of them are really careless, but some of them, you know, they try to make it in different ways, and
I pretty much chose this lifestyle. You know, no problems, no job, no bills, no girlfriend nagging at me. It's easier.
Would you rather be locked up in prison with 3 hots and a cot, or homeless on the streets?
I say locked up in prison.
Why is that?
Why? Because I'm not out in the cold. I have food for me all the time. I have a TV. I have other people that I can associate with that won't ignore me on the streets. Like, you walk in the streets, you ignore bumps because you want nothing to do with them. But I feel like if I'm in prison, at least I have a safe place to stay.
I think I'd rather be homeless.
Have you ever actually been in prison?
I did a couple 30-day you know, stints.
I think I'd rather be homeless on the street than in prison.
Why is that?
I don't know. Prison's not a good place to be.
Locked up in prison.
Why is that?
Because I have a bed to sleep on, food is there, drinks. On the street, there's nothing I could get but rain.
Nothing is given to you. You gotta fend for yourself, right?
And I could pick through the garbage, that's all.
There was a point where I felt like I would like to go back to prison. Because I wake up, I got my meal. You know, if you're comfortable, it's jokes and laughs, but I was missing,
given to you.
I was missing being outside with my family. I couldn't bear the thought of my mother passing while I was in there.
Okay.
But if she weren't here and I had the choice, I'd go back in. I mean, I eat good, sleep all day.
Yeah.
You know, when it's hard, I'm saying. But when it's not hard, everything goes good. I'd rather be far away from there. You know what I mean? Because no matter the color, the creed, the race, it doesn't even matter. We're all humans in God's eyes. And
if there's one thing you could tell the public about your situation now, what would it be?
Don't judge. We're people too, you know? I mean, we're people just like you. You know, we've just had some unfortunate setbacks. And, you know, I didn't, when I was younger, I didn't say I want to be, you know, homeless with no job and crazy when I grow up. You know, but it's hard, and given the right opportunities, I think some of us would succeed, but there really aren't many opportunities for us out there.